Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
I hear you.
Yeah, hi, first of all. So can I join the discussion or?
No problem. So, are you an Albanian?
Yeah, I'm an Albanian living in Pristina right now,
All
in
right, my
Kosovo.
friend. Yeah, welcome. So, what do you think about Islam? Tell me.
I want to start off by saying that I'm not a traditional Muslim per se. So I believe in all the Abrahamic faiths, so to say, but not 100% on all of them. I understand that the hadith, some of them are weak, some of them are, I don't know, medium, some of them are strong, stuff like that. And I don't think that is something to go by. I also understand that the Bible has messages in it that come from the Lord, from God. But I also know that the Bible has different versions, has been modified and
What
such.
version? Like, what do you mean
So,
by version? This is a translation. Version is a translation. When they say version, King James is a translation.
translation of what exactly?
Translation of the Old Bible. We have the Old manuscript. We have in Aramaic. We are in Hebrew. We have in Hebrew, and we have in Greek. So all the versions you are talking about is coming from original books, and there's different translation. Like now the Quran, translation of Yusuf Ali, translation of Hilali, translation of etc. There's hundreds of translation. I can make actually right now I'm working in translation for the Quran. Does that mean I'm modifying the Quran? No, it's just a new translation.
No, I understand that point. My point is that I found that some Bibles have verses that some others don't, for example, and that is not an
This is
issue
still
of
translation. This
translation.
is still translation because simply the translator, if you want to be honest, he can, or he can take a chapter if you want. Who care? You know, you're making a book. You are making a book. You print out like now. I have my books on Amazon. I can
Hmm.
delete a chapter. I can, and people who take it take it. People who are smart they will not take it. But I can show you right now that your Quran, there's many Quran, and none of them like the other Quran, and this is supposedly how it came from Allah.
Yeah, different translations of
No,
Arabic.
no,
I'm
no.
aware
I'm
of
not
that.
talking about translation now. I'm talking about the same Quran in Arabic. Your prophet, he said that when Allah he sent him Quran, Muhammad, he told him that's not enough. One Quran is not enough. So he keep asking for more Quran, and Allah sent him one more. And then Muhammad he told him that's not enough. So he asked for one more, etc., etc., until Muhammad finally is satisfied and he received 7 Quran. And the excuse is that the Muslims cannot understand the Quran if it's one Quran.
And so it needs explanations and such.
No, 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 no.
Um,
There's no explanation. The Quran, Muhammad did not receive explanation. Muhammad received Quran. We are talking about Quran, not
okay, so
explanation.
Muhammad received more verses, you're
No,
saying,
no.
during
He
the.
received 7 Quran, 7 different Quran, 7. When Allah sent him one Quran, Muhammad told him this not enough. Allah sent him the second one. He said not enough. He keeps sending him. He asked for more until they become 7, and that's it. And I'm showing you the reference in front of you on the screen. I don't know if you can see it.
Just a second.
All of this, you're a prophet asking for 7 Quran. And what is the reason? Because my people, they cannot handle it. One Quran is not enough.
Yeah, I'm just reading it. Yeah, by the way, I'm not here to be hostile or something like that. I'm here to have a
No,
discussion. I
my
have
friend, you
some
are welcome.
questions
You
in
are
my head.
speaking. You are speaking nice. I will speak nice to you. I speak only harsh with those who decide to be rude. If you
No,
notice,
it's okay. It's
yeah.
okay.
If you are nice, I am nicer. So do you see what I'm showing you on screen?
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
Chapter, the clarification of the Quran was revealed in 7 ahruf. 7 modes of recitation. This is false. Clarifying, here it says, Allah has commanded you to recite to your people the Quran in one dialect. Upon this, he said, I ask Allah burden and forgiveness, my people are not capable of doing it. What is that? What is the people suffering from?
Well, of my understanding, the way that Arabia, whatever you want to call it, back then, they were mostly pagan and, so to say, dirty human beings. All of them worship different stuff, all of them raping, thieves, and all that. So they were people in need of guidance, in my understanding. And by this, I think the Prophet meant that his people are not educated at all.
My friend,
Could that
those
be?
are Arab people who speak Arabic. He is saying to them, they are not capable of doing it. Those are the Muslims. We are talking about the dirty people, the one you're calling dirty. And by the way, the dirty one is more clean than Muhammad, because Muhammad is a rapist. Muhammad, he kissed black stone. Muhammad, he worshipped the same as they worship. Muhammad, he worshipped the same God they worship. The pagan, you are calling them pagan. Maybe you not know that the pagan are people who worship Allah too. Don't you know that? When you say the word, when you say the word mushrik is an Arabic word. What mushrik mean?
No idea. I don't know Arabic at all.
Mushrik is the one who associates God with Allah, which means they believe in Allah. In fact, they believe that Allah is the God, and the rest is just to intercede. So the one you call them pagan, they are the same as the Muslim today. You Muslim believe that Muhammad will intercede for you. So what you do as Muslims, the Arab before Islam, they worship Allah and they worship little Barbie dolls beside Allah to intercede to Allah. Allah is the big God. Those are the small one who they are close to Allah. You Muslim, you do the same now. Your Prophet, he says that he will intercede for you in the day of judgment.
Okay, I have something to push back here. For example, the people believed there is a God, the pagans, so to say, back then, before the revelation of Muhammad. But I believe that they knew there was a God, but paganism, what I mean is that they chose different paths, so they deviated from the Abrahamic faith that much that they were not considered faithful at all, since they worshipped statues and stuff like that.
My friend,
at that time,
your prophet, he never heard of Abraham all his life. He did not know anything about Abrahamic faith. We can prove that from the Quran. You Muslim believe that the Quran said that Abraham is the one who built the house, which means the Kaaba. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. But isn't it the Quran saying that no man came to Mecca before Muhammad? No prophet, no messenger.
You got me here. I'm not informed on this at all.
All right.
So I'm just gonna take your word for it.
All right. No, anything.
So there's a contradiction, you mean here?
Yeah, this is false information. The Muslim, they repeat, you know. The Quran says clearly that before Muhammad, Allah never sent one person, not even one. You see, all those verses in the Quran speaking about something called Nadir. Nadir is a warner. Nadir, okay? So, Nadir is a warner who tell you about God. Nadir can be a prophet, can be, even a good man, speaking about the true God. So, the Quran says you are just a Nadir, which means you are a warner. Okay, wonderful. But before Muhammad, not a single man come to Mecca as a warner. So how Abraham was a prophet who came to Mecca, and Muhammad is the first warner to them? This is chapter 32, verse number 3.
Okay, so Abraham should be considered as a warner since he was a prophet.
Sure. Warner is a messenger from God to warn you, like wake up, don't worship the wrong thing, etc. Do you see the verse on the screen?
I see this, or say they, he, Muhammad, has fabricated it. Nay, it is the truth from your Lord, that you may warn people to whom no warner has come before you. Just a second. It says here, you may warn a people.
Yeah. It says
Does that mean
nobody.
a certain group of
Yeah,
people, a certain
because
ethnicity, for example?
yeah, the Quran actually mentioned clearly who are the people, saying Mecca and what around it. Mecca and what is around it. And I will show you the verse.
Okay.
So the Quran make it clear that Muhammad came to Mecca and what is around Mecca. And then the Quran make it clear too that no warner came to them before you. This is chapter 6, verse number 92.
What chapter was it?
Chapter 6, the chapter of the animals, Al-An'am, 6, verse number 92. I'm showing you the verse on the screen. You can read it from my screen if you want.
Yeah, I'm just making some notes so that I can do further research after this and see if I can find any explanations that make sense or something like that. Since right now this doesn't really make sense to me.
Okay, so now we have.
I'll give you this point.
Yeah, so now we have that Muhammad came to Mecca, and this is destroy the other claim that the Muhammad is a messenger for all mankind, because he was sent to Mecca, and what is around it? You see it? That's it. Small location. At that moment, Muhammad never expected that he will be bigger than this, so he mentioned this. But in the same time, before Muhammad, no warner ever came to Mecca. He is the first man ever came to Mecca. He is the first warner. Now, what make Muslims think that Muhammad is Abrahamic? What make you think that Muhammad is Abrahamic?
Doesn't Muhammad? I think the real name of Muhammad was not Muhammad.
Yeah, the name of Muhammad.
Like that?
You see, the name of Muhammad actually is a proof that Muhammad is a false person. Does not even exist, because Muhammad should be the name of God. Because Muhammad means the praised one. So if Muhammad is the praised one, who is praised to? Allah.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, you see, Abraham.
Yeah, that was weird, since I knew this. I think I found out recently that Muhammad means the praised one, and I mean, would it make sense to be praised by the other entities, for example, the angels and stuff? I don't think it would be logical to be praised from God himself.
Should not be praised by anybody, because you are just a man. The one only to be praised is God. You don't praise. You say I praise God. You don't say I praise man. You know, praise man. Man is a sinner. If he is a sinner, he is not to be praised. We praise him for what? For sin? Isn't it the Quran says Muhammad is a sinner?
Yeah, all men sin. I think that's
no,
part
except
of our
Jesus.
nature.
No, the Quran in chapter 19, verse 19, Jesus is holy. This is why Shaitan, he touched every human being when he is born, according to Muhammad, except Mary and her son.
Yeah, that's why I make the correlation between the different religions. Since in Islam, we Muslims believe that Jesus is the, so to say, the nail in the coffin when it comes to this world. So he will rule the world at the end. So we believe that.
Yeah, but you see, this is again a contradiction, because how Muhammad is the one who would do intercede for you, and he is a sinner, and he is higher than Jesus. But Jesus is the one who will make even Satan melt like salt, Muhammad said. When he see him,
I mean higher than Jesus.
Yeah, because Muslims, they say, like when you pray on him, I don't know if you listen to the mosque, Ashrafu Khalqullah, he is the most knowledgeable people of Allah. He is the highest of Allah. Muhammad is the highest in the world. In fact, the hadith says, Muhammad, he said that if not Muhammad, Allah did not create Jesus, did not create Moses, did not create Adam, did not create us, did not create the earth, even his chair, even his tablet, even his pen, even though nothing is created except for the sake of Allah. I want to ask you, you as a Muslim, do you believe that Abraham, he used to have a book?
A book?
Yeah?
I don't think he had a book.
No, he does.
I think he had a message.
No, he have a book. So if you go in the Quran, yes, it says Suhuf, you know, you Muslim, you call the Quran Mus'haf, right? Okay,
yeah.
This is exactly what the Quran says about the books of Abraham and Moses. Suhuf Ibrahim wa Musa. Okay, so Abraham, he came to Mecca. Did he leave his books behind, or he came back with his book? What do you think? He came to Mecca with his books. Do you think
Abraham.
a prophet of God will leave the book of God behind him, or he will come with it?
What is the word in Arabic for book?
This is not a book, actually. Suhuf. Suhuf is pages. Quran is a suhuf. Quran never was, you know, a book. But anyway, this is what they describe. The scriptures of Ibrahim. Chapter
Just
87.
to load.
Chapter 87, verse 19.
It's scriptures. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Moses have scriptures, right? And Abraham has scriptures, correct? So now Moses and Abraham, Moses was in for the Jews. Abraham, he came to Mecca. Wonderful. Abraham, he have scriptures. Is that correct?
Yeah, based on this, I guess.
All right. Do Muhammad knew anything about the scriptures of Moses, of Abraham? Sorry.
I don't know.
Let us see in the Quran. The Quran say no. Muhammad, he don't know anything, any scriptures. Not only that, he never know the God of Abraham. If we go here, you will find chapter 34, verse number 44. It says, and we had not given them scriptures which they could study, nor sent to them before you, Muhammad, any warners. Do you see it?
And what kind of delay do you have on stream?
I have now chapter 34, verse number 44.
No, I mean, you have a delay on stream, so it takes some time to...
It's okay. I mean, depending on your location, it takes a little bit time. Are you speaking from Albania?
From Kosovo, yeah.
All right. So now, we had not given you... You can open in your computer if you want for faster. I'm giving you the chapter number, verse number. So, chapter 34,
Yeah,
verse number 44. Okay. We had not given them scripture, speaking about who? The people of Mecca, which they could study, nor send them before you. Any warner. Do you see it?
Yes.
So how Muhammad claimed that Abraham was there? I proved to you that Abraham have scriptures, correct? Okay, that's mean people, they received scriptures about God from Abraham. And they received warner.
Yeah, but weren't the people of Abraham Jews?
No, the Jews is children of Abraham. And this is this additional point, by the way, showing you that Muhammad is really ignorant. Because when the Christians and the Jews were arguing with Muhammad, he said to them, how you dispute about Abraham, and you Christians and Jews came after him? I don't know if you understand what Muhammad just did. Do you understand what the mistake?
Christians and Jews came after him. Well, at that time, I believe there weren't any Christians.
Okay, let us make it simple.
Huh?
If I say to you, how you dispute about Abraham while you Christians and Jews came after him, that means the one who came after, he have no right to dispute about the one who came before. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, this is what the Quran is saying. Chapter 3, verse number 65. Read it for me.
Ah, okay, I get your point now.
Okay. But that mean,
But
Muhammad cannot dispute the Christian and the Jews because he came at the end.
I think the point here is that Muhammad didn't dispute Abraham. He
No,
just
he's not disputing. They have a dispute between them. Dispute mean we have a debate like me and you, and we are arguing about it. You try to prove your point. I try to prove my point. Muhammad now is being smart. He said, the one who came, how you can dispute about him, yet you came after him. So he's saying that the one who came after, he have no right to dispute. So how he can dispute with them about Abraham when he came at the end? What kind of intelligence is? If the one who came after me, he cannot dispute with me about the one before me, then Muhammad cannot dispute with both, the Christians and the Jews, because both of them, they are before him.
yeah, I see your point.
All right. So now look what we happen. We have Abraham, he came to Mecca, and we show you that Abraham, he has scriptures, correct? We agree? Okay. Now the Quran says nobody came to Mecca before Muhammad, and Allah never gave them a book to study. Correct?
Correct.
And not only that, it says before you. So now it's clear. We are not talking about it in time of Muhammad, talking even about before you. Before you, which means anyone before that time, nobody came here, right?
Could it be an issue of context here?
No, because simply it's very simple. You can read the 10 verses before it, after you can read 20 verses before, after 20 verses after. It says it clearly. And we had not given them scripture. So what is come from? Never had scriptures. Correct? Okay. Never. We had not. You see the word had in the past. And in the top of that, which they could study, nor we sent to them before you, Muhammad, any warner. Before you. So that goes all before, whatever period. Never. So it's a big fat lie to say Abraham was in Mecca, Ishmael was in Mecca, which means at least we have two, because Muslims believe Ishmael is a prophet, correct? So now we have two big names. We have Abraham himself, and we have Ishmael, and yet the Quran says we never give them a scripture. They never ever have anything to do with scriptures. What about Muhammad himself? Do Muhammad knew anything about the scriptures?
No, he didn't.
So how the Muslim they say he's Abrahamic?
That's my question. They didn't have any scriptures, so the people that were located there didn't have anything from the prophets before. So in my understanding here of these verses that you showed me, I could be wrong, it's just my understanding, correct me if you have a point against it, is that the point here is not that we haven't sent scriptures or a warner in this exact location.
No. You see, it's talking about Mecca, my friend. I showed you. We mentioned to you, Allah, He sent him to Mecca and what is around it, correct? I showed you the verse. And we... no, my friend, it doesn't matter. But let us see how. Okay. He is saying, he is speaking to who? To the people who Muhammad been sent to, correct? Okay, who is around Muhammad now? Muhammad, he spent all his life, Mecca and Medina. Medina is just a few kilometers away from Mecca. That's it. Yeah. Okay, so now this is the location. We know the location. So we never send them books before you. And we cannot say this can even include the Jews. Why? Or the Christians, because the Quran called the Christian and the Jews the people of the book. Correct?
Isn't that referring to the gospel?
Doesn't matter. No, this is referring to the people. Referring to the people. People of the book, it's mean people who have a book. And those are people who have the gospel and people who have the Torah. So the Quran divide the people to two kinds of people. People who they are ignorant, and those are the Muslims. And the Quran called them this way, by the way. Don't think I'm insulting you. In the Quran, if we open... let us open another page so we can keep more pages open in front of us. Here, All right, in the Quran, you will see that the Quran make it so clear, but the Muslims, as usual, they just follow their sheikhs. Nobody want to read. The word ummi, which Muslim can translate as illiterate, it's correct to say illiterate, but this is about illiterate about God, not about reading and writing. Chapter 2, verse number 78, it says, and there are among them, between two bracket Jews, illiterate people. This is false. وَمِنْهُمْ أُمِّيٌّ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ الْكِتَابَ.
People?
It's mean like unlearned, you know, like illiterate.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but this is false. This is not, doesn't say Jews. It does. If you change the translator, you will see right away how everything changed. You see how translators can insert things is not there? They can play games. And I can say now this is a new version.
So when you were, sorry to interrupt, when you were talking to the other guy before, I saw some of your points that you made. For example, the translations in Albanian and stuff.
Yeah, everyone give you his own version, but can I say this is a new Quran? No, because we have the Arabic one. Now look, among them are uneducated to know the scriptures. What is the word here? Is ummiyin. The ummiyun or ummiyin is those who do not know the book, not the one who do not know how to read the scriptures, the one who do not know scriptures. So the Muslims are those who do not know the scriptures, and we showed you the verse in the Quran saying that clearly, right? And that mentioned in the Quran many times, not only once. Like as an example, chapter 3, verse number 20, it says, those who been given the book and those who they are illiterate.
It can also mean illiterate in the context that if you don't know about the religion, the Abrahamic religion, you are considered.
Exactly. This is what it's meant actually. Illiterate is those who do not know the true God. So here the Christians are the only one and the Jews called people of the book. Muhammad is not from the people of the book because he is a Gomai, he is a Gentile, he is a pagan. The Quran always keep calling the Christians people of the book, never call the Muslims people of the book, because Muslims never have a book, and they are the pagan, and they are illiterate, and even this is why the Quran described Muhammad himself, call him al-Rasul al-Ummi, which means the illiterate prophet. Do you see the verse I'm showing you now?
I see verse 20.
Okay, so those who they are given books, they are not called illiterate, they are people of the book. And those who they are not given scriptures, they are called what? Illiterate. So now it's clear for us that those who is given book, not necessarily they knew how to write, how to read, but this is about they received scriptures. Do I agree?
Yeah.
Okay. If you go in the Quran, and you will find many verses, chapter 7, verse 157 as an example, it says, those who follow the illiterate prophet, al-Ummi. The Muslim translate saying, the one who cannot write, who cannot read. Do you see the deception? But we just showed you how many verses that the word illiterate mean the one who don't have book and he is a pagan. And you are the one who mentioned that to me, to just remind you. You said to me, properly what they mean, those are the pagan who did not receive scriptures, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So Muhammad is what? Muhammad is ummi. Not doesn't mean that he didn't know how to write, how to read. It means he is a pagan. He is not from the people of the book. And this is proof that Muhammad cannot be from Abraham too, because Abraham is the father of the people of the book. How he is from Abraham?
Just keep the screen here. I'm just trying to write this verse, to read this verse.
Chapter 7, verse 157. And you will notice if we change the translator, you will see how the translation changed. Here it says he do not know how to write, how to read. But nowhere in Arabic it says that. It says ummi, which is what meant in the Quran always, the one who do not know the scriptures of God. Not the one who do not know how to write, how to read.
This is what I find most tricky, since so many words have so many different meanings, and the whole message of a verse can change based on different interpretations. So
You
I
see,
mean,
you see,
on
you see.
this verse, it could actually mean he couldn't read or write,
Yeah, but
technically.
no, no, nowhere it mean it cannot. It mean write and read. The Quran is a religious book. The Quran does not divide people because between the one who do not know how to write and the one who do not know how to read. That would be even more silly. Do you think God will discriminate you because you do not know how to write?
No, but you can make a point that someone who doesn't know how to write or how to read. I'm not saying that on every time that that Arabic word is in the Quran, it has the same meaning.
It
It could
it
have
is it is
different meanings on
because the
different
Quran
verses.
it's not up to me or up to you. The Quran
Yeah.
confirmed that those who they are not people of the scriptures are called ummi. I will give you another one just to confirm what I'm saying. Muhammad, he was sent to who? The Muslims, they say Muhammad was sent to all mankind, correct?
Yeah.
Well, that means he was sent to those, even those who have the book, correct? Which means the Christian and the Jews.
Yes.
All right. But this is not what the Quran is saying. The Quran says in chapter
They
62.
can continue on the teachings that they already have. Yeah, and to add to this point, I think it says in the Quran that to Muhammad that if you are in doubt, go to the
we will not
people
go
of the
there now.
book.
Just hold your horses. In chapter 62, verse number 2, it says clearly that Muhammad, he sent. You remember, you are the one who said to me, I think that the one who it says illiterate is those who did not receive the scriptures, correct?
Yeah.
Those are the word ummiyin. Look what it says here. It is he who sent among the illiterate. Do you see it? He's one of them. So all the Arab do not know Arabic? All the Arab do not know how to read? All the Arab do not know how, all the Muslim at that time, nobody knows how to read? That would be funny, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I see your point.
So he is among the illiterate, which means he is among the pagan. He's a pagan man. This is why they are called Gomai. Muhammad is learning now from the Jews. The Jews, they call the one who is not following the God of Abraham Gomai. He is a Gentile. He is a pagan. So the Quran confirmed that Muhammad is one of the pagan. And he was sent to the pagans. Do you see it?
Yeah, I see your
he
point.
is one of them, sent to themselves, sent to the pagan, not to the Christian, not to the Jews. The Quran says that.
Okay, so can I give you an opinion on not certain verses, but the whole Quran and how I see things? So, for example, I believe that the Quran came after Muhammad died, and the hadiths and that I mentioned before, that they are not that reliable, in my opinion. So the same story with the Bible and such. But my question is, how can a man that doesn't know how to read or write, I'm not, even if not 100% of the book that he provided is correct, we can have the same argument for the other books, since people are people and they do stuff. But my point is that how can all of these Abrahamic faiths be the principal values, the core values of these are so similar?
No,
don't you think that there is a message
you
inside
have
that-
zero similarity with the Abrahamic faith. Muhammad, he taught you that you can cheat. Muhammad taught you you can lie to your wife. Muhammad, he taught you you can, sure, yeah.
I mean, you can cheat.
You can cheat. Yes, you can cheat. Isn't it Muhammad? He went to his own son, wife, and he flirted with her in her house when she is married. Isn't it the Bible that we have 10 commandments? You should not desire a woman, she is not yours. You don't desire a woman, she is not yours. This is a big sin. Muhammad, he went to his own son, and this is in your books, not in our books. Not written by the book of the Jews and the Christians to make Muhammad look bad. He went to his own son's house, and when the wife was alone, he flirted with her, and he said to her, praise be to Allah, the one who made my heart flip for you. That is breaking the command. Muhammad was a thief. Muhammad was a criminal. Muhammad was a cheater. Muhammad, he sent his wife to visit her father so he can sleep with the maid. the woman, she went to her father. She said, you asked for me? He said, no. She went back right away. She felt suspicious. She found Muhammad in the top of the maid. And then he made a chapter. It's called chapter 66, verse number 1 at Tahrim, saying, why you forbid yourself? Why? Because he promised his wife he will never do it again. But a few days after, he got horny again. And this woman, she is so pretty and she is blonde. So he could not. He received her as a gift from the ruler of Egypt. So he starts sleeping with her again. And now after he made a promise, he take an oath, he have to break the promise. He said, Allah told me, why you forbid her? So my friend, Muhammad, he shared nothing.
Yeah.
Not only that. Listen, my friend. I don't know what's your name. I forgot.
My name is Admiral.
Admiral. Listen, Admiral. You know, we showed you until now that Muhammad and the Quran both are saying that those books, they never receive any scriptures. Correct? I showed you the verses.
Yeah.
All right. And I showed you that Abraham, he have scriptures. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Muhammad himself never received scriptures, and the Arab never received scriptures. So how they share the same? In the top of that, if the Arab they never heard of Abraham, and they never have the scriptures of Abraham, so how come they worship Allah? If Allah is the same God of Abraham, obviously Allah cannot be the God of Abraham, because the Quran is so clear that they never heard the scriptures. Not only that, the Quran confirmed that Muhammad himself do not know what is faith. Do you know that?
So he was an atheist before?
He was not atheist, not only atheist, he is, I mean, when you say you do not know what faith, that means you are a horrible pagan, like not only, like you have zero truth on you. This is in the Quran, chapter 42, verse number 52. And those we sent to you, Muhammad, ruhana, which means our spirit, of our command, and you know not what is the book, nor what is faith. Do you see it?
Yes, but how does that give us a conclusion that he was a murderer, rapist, a thief, and all that because he didn't know?
Okay, no problem. Thank you very much. But the Quran says the one who do not know the scriptures is al-ghawin, which means they are murderer, rapist, and thieves.
That, if you take that literally,
there's
yes.
There's no other. It's not up to me, up to you, my friend. This is a language, you know. It's not up, like, you know, if Allah, he said something, why you want to take it? What do you mean literally? You know, if Allah describe the one who don't believe as rapist, as a criminals, as...
Can it mean that the...
No, it cannot. It cannot. Here we go. You see, I will show you what the Muslim translate, not me. Not my translation, you know? Mm-hmm. So you can open yourself. I don't know what translation you like to read. You can read any translation you want. Yusuf Ali, Hilali, Khan, anything you want. You will see Al-Ghawin come as the criminals, the evildoers, the bad ones, etc. The list is so long.
Yeah, and by that I mean that the people who are not following the faith, the Abrahamic faith, the one true God, they are more prone to disaster, to sin, to all that stuff. Comes
okay, but we just proved that Muhammad, he never followed Abraham. We don't even know who's Abraham.
Yeah, before the revelation.
Okay, but that means Muhammad all his life, he's 40 years old now. He never heard of Allah. Or heard of Allah. Oh, he heard of Allah for sure, because this is the God of the pagan. He never heard of the God of Abraham. He never had the scriptures of Abraham, and he never received books to read or to study. So what Muhammad he knew about Abraham? Nothing. How you share anything with Abraham? Do you have 10 commandments in Islam? No, you don't. I'm just getting some water.
Where is?
Give me a second. All right.
Hi, chat.
Sorry, again, I did not hear you. I was getting some water.
And the chat is full of Albanians and Serbs going at each other.
You have to repeat. I did not hear you. I was away.
Yeah, I said this chat is full of Albanians and Serbs going at each other.
Well, my friend, I am a Christian,
Like
and
always.
I don't care about the chat, but I will tell you, I'm always being honest in what I believe. I don't care who people get upset or not. I believe that anyone who join the side of Muhammad, Muhammad for me is the devil. It doesn't matter who is he. It doesn't matter what his ethnic. He is betraying Jesus. He is doing evil to himself, and he is joining the devil camp. So they can speak about politics. I don't care for their politics. But whoever join the army of the devil, he is of the devil. Let us finish it here. Now let's go back our topic.
On this, for example, I'm a Muslim, not a traditional one per se, as I said, and based on the Quran and what I learned from it, I believe that Jesus is a key figure in which I should base even my character upon him. Abraham, Moses, Muhammad, and all that. And Jesus is a key figure in my life, so I wouldn't consider myself an enemy of Jesus at all.
You know, you might think you are not, but in fact you are, because simply you deny everything Jesus did. You claim that Jesus did not, he did not die in the cross. So you are denying the most important thing Jesus did. You deny that you don't accept what Jesus says in the Bible. You follow a man who came 600 years after, and he is a criminal, he is a thief, he is a child molester, he is everything bad in the world, and you take him instead of following Jesus. So you say, I am not against Jesus, but in reality you are.
If you mean when Islam is weaponized politically and charged politically...
Islam is politics. Islam is not a religion. Islam is a gang. Islam is a gang.
For example, I'm a Muslim myself, and I'm completely against what the Ottoman Empire did back then, for example. So I'm not supportive of that at all. And
do you support Muhammad? Let's forget about the Ottoman. Do you support Muhammad? If Muhammad came in with his army to occupy Al-Bosna, do you join Muhammad or you join the people of Al-Bosna?
Where is that?
If Muhammad came in with his army, not the Ottoman, which one you will join? The army of the people of Al-Bosna to defend Al-Bosna from the Arab coming, or the army of Muhammad?
Well, I believe first and foremost I would protect my family, my land, and if that wasn't my land, that I would join my religion. So if you would say, for example, Kosovo or Albania, I think I can be a Muslim and die from a Muslim at the same time at war when it comes to protecting my wife and my children.
But you will go against Muhammad, or you will take a side of Muhammad? Muhammad is coming to occupy the city.
Yeah, if Muhammad, for example, told every soldier that they shouldn't rape, they shouldn't do this, they shouldn't do that.
What does have to do with this? Let us say, I am a Christian, my friend. Let us say I'm a Christian. I'm an Arab Christian coming to Al-Bosnia to control Al-Bosnia, and I said, don't rape, don't hurt civilian. Are you going to fight me, or you will join my army?
I think I would fight anyone that would come.
But so how come you don't fight Muhammad then?
No, I didn't say I wouldn't fight his army.
Okay, but then you are the Muslim, because now you are against oppression, and Muhammad is an oppressor. You have no right to come to my land and to take my land and to force me to pay money so I can live. That's what Muhammad did in chapter 9, verse number 28.
That, I mean, you pay money to live technically in your own, wherever you are, you pay tax.
No, that's not true. That's not true. I pay tax. No, hold on. You see, no, that's not true. You see, Muslims, they always. I'm not saying you are a liar, but maybe you misunderstood. Tax is every citizen pay, not something called tax for a Muslim and something called jizya for the Christians. Jizya in the Quran is you pay and the Muslims spit in your face. And this jizya is up to the caliphate. He can make it a million, he can make it $1. So if you go in the Quran, this is not only that, a Muslim, he have to make humility on you. Not only you pay money, no, they have to spit on you. They have to call you names. They have to spank you.
You mean that? They have to spit on you?
Yes, 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 yes. Chapter 9, verse number 29. And not only that, you're a prophet saying, even after we pay, are we done? No. He says, when you see the Christians and the Jews in the road, force them to walk in the sewage. What do you think? This is the prophet of God? He want to force us to convert to Islam. By
I'm just reading it.
Discrimination. Here we go. And this is very authentic hadith. Abu Hurairah reported that Allah Messengers, grant him peace, says, don't give people of the book a greeting first and force them to the narrowest part of the road. Translation is false. أضيقه, the road, the road is wide. And in the road, they made a little tunnel for the dirty water like rain, etc. So when a Christian and a Muslim walk in, a Christian is not allowed to walk in the road like the Muslim. He have to jump in the sewage. And this is the command of your just beloved prophet. This is what the Muslim, they tell us. Muhammad was amazing. Islam teaches justice. Islam don't discriminate. The fact Islam is the religion of discrimination. You don't know what they did to my people in the Middle East. You have no idea.
Where are you from, if I may ask?
From the Middle East. I don't say. No, doesn't matter. All the Middle East is mine. This is our land. And Muhammad, he came to our land and he took our churches and he took our land. And he raped our women, and he forced us to pay jizya, and they force her to walk in the sewage. And then you come to me and says we share the same Abrahamic faith. You don't. And you say to me we respect Jesus. You don't. If you know anything about Jesus, you will not do what Muhammad ordered you to do. Muhammad, he said to his followers, attack the Romans so you can get the blonde girls. Have you ever heard of a prophet seducing his men to go to war with the Christians for the sake of a blondie woman?
I don't believe this. I mean,
I don't say anything without proof. You know me. If you watch my videos, do you watch my videos always, or this is the first time?
I found out today about your channel.
All right.
To be honest.
Well, anything I say to you, if I don't show it to you, spit in my face, right on air. Say to me you're a liar. Doesn't say that.
Can I ask about also the stories before that you told me that? For example, Muhammad did this to someone's, to his maid, and he sent his wife to. I mean, where did that come from? I'd never heard of that.
All of this is from your books, not from my books. I have nothing to do with it. Yeah, here we go. This is, and I will post the link for it actually if you want.
Okay, sure.
We can show it from Al-Qurtubi. We can show it from As-Suyuti, we can show it from anywhere. I mean, we have tons of reference. Everything I show here is your books. Nothing is mine. All right, this is here. Tafsir al-Tabari, one of the oldest tafsir.
Did you send the link somewhere?
I will post it in the chat, and I will put it for you on the screen, and I will use Google translation because it is in Arabic. We don't have this book yet in English. Unless you have it in English, you can tell me where to find it. So this is the link. You can use Google translation. You can open it on your side. I will post it. And this is the official government website of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Really?
Yes. This is a government website. This is the Ministry of Islam. And this is the University of King Fahd, I think. So here it says, المجاهد قالوا قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم اغزوا تغنبوا بنات الأصفر. Attack and get the Roman girls, the blondie girls. Here the hadith for it, 16785. Attack the Roman, attack Tabuk. Tabuk is the area where the Roman was the limit of them. You will get the daughter of the blondie, the yellow, and the women of the Roman. The hadith before it. The man, he said to him, don't tempt us with the women, with the blondie women. Let us use Google Translation. And as long as you speak Albanian, look, we still have the setup from before. Do you sit in Albanian now?
No, not yet.
I don't understand what it's saying, but you tell me. Does it say attack the Roman to get the blondie girls?
I'll just wait for it to pop out. Okay, I'll translate it. I don't think this is the... Oh, yeah, it is. Can you scroll down just a bit?
Okay.
So the messenger of God, peace and blessing of Allah be upon him, has said... I'm just waiting for the screen to scroll down a bit. Okay. Conquer Tabuk
And get the blondie women.
and get the women of the...
Yellow.
It says here Verdave. It means the yellows.
Yellow, the Roman, the blonde, they call them yellow. Yeah.
The blondes
Uh-huh.
and the wives or women.
Exactly.
Can be both.
This is your prophet.
Of the Romans. And the grandpa said,
A man, a good man, he said to him, why you are tempting us with women, man? You want us to go in war for the sake of a blondie woman? Muhammad, he accused him that he is a hypocrite. Can you believe it? This is what the verse is about. About a guy, Muhammad was making a speech saying to them, let us attack the Romans so we can get the sexy, beautiful blondie women. Don't you want to have a blondies? An Arab man said to him, Muhammad, why you are tempting those young men? This is why here they call him a Jed, which means grandpa. He's an old man. He said to him, why you are tempting those young men to go to war for the sake of a blondie women?
this doesn't make sense for me at all, I'm being honest. So I'm thinking if this can be a deviation.
What you know? This is the whole. This is a very Muslim Sunni website. Do you know what it says there? Read at the end. You can contact them. This is a government website. This is an official Saudi government website. This is not a joke. In Saudi Arabia, if you post something against Muhammad, they will kill you in 2 seconds. And you know that, right? This is the university of King Fahd, I think, or King Suleiman, I'm not sure which one. It is official, it is government, and this is the Ministry of Islam website. This is a prophet of God. Attack the Roman. So attack the Roman not to spread Islam, attack the Roman so we can get a blondie. Because this is the reason to go to war. This is why we need to attack the Roman and get their money and get, you know, they will get the blondie, they will get the money and the gang. This is the religion you want to join? And you are born of it as an Albanian Muslim? Do you have my book in Albania, my friend?
Your book in Albania?
Yeah. Maybe the admin can post for you the link. I will give you a gift from me and to all Albanian. I have nothing against you. as a person, as people. Maybe the admin can post my book for you in Albanian, and you can download it and you can read it. It's for free, as a gift from me to the Albanian.
I think I'll give it a shot. I wanted to say something. I think you mentioned before that, for example, the majority of Albanians in Kosovo, for example, in Albania, are Muslim, but really you cannot compare our countries to Arabian countries at all.
My friend,
I mean,
let me explain to you.
not at all.
I don't care how you say you describe yourself. Either you believe in Islam or you don't believe. There's no so. I cannot say I am not the same as the disciple of Jesus. They believe too much in him. I'm so Christian, not like... No, you cannot be Christian if you are not.
Yeah, just because an imam is telling me something doesn't mean that that's true. Just because the Arabs are telling me something doesn't mean that it's true.
But it doesn't matter. As long you call yourself a Muslim, you are a Muslim. And a Muslim is someone who believes what Quran says and what Muhammad said. And everything I'm showing you is what the Quran is saying and what Muhammad said, not what I said. Correct? So,
well, what Arabs are showing.
No. You see, that's not a good game to play, because what Arab, well, your prophet is an Arab. Same time, if this is the case, how you know even Muhammad can be trusted? How you know even Muhammad is exist? Either you trust those Arab who gave you the Quran, or you don't trust anything. So either we take what they say and we follow, or we don't accept anything. We cannot, pick up as you wish. This is not a shopping center. You go to the shelf and you say, okay, you know what? I want to take this. I don't want to take that. This is religion. I cannot say, I want to take from the Bible this verse and I don't like the other verse. That's it. Then I am not a Christian. Either I accept everything Jesus says to me.
There are a lot of verses, so I did some research on the Bible as well. So there are a lot of verses on the Bible as well that I don't agree with.
Well, you don't have to, but for me, but for me, my friend, I'm telling you, who is a Christian, who is a Muslim? A Christian is someone who agree about every single word in the Bible coming from God, not a man, because simply in the Bible to speak about this king, he said, this man, he said. So when God, he said, I agree with it. When a man, he say, as an example, Jews, they insulted Jesus. Do I agree with him? Agree with him? No. It's in the Bible. So when I say I agree about every single word in the Bible, I'm talking about what God taught me. I cannot choose as I wish. What Jesus say I accept this, and I don't accept that. I cannot say I'm a Christian, and then I accept homosexuality. That will not make me Christian. I cannot say I'm a Christian, and I accept people, they can be drunk. That is against the Bible. I cannot say I'm a Christian and I believe in, like somebody can be child molester. That he will go to hell. So simply, you don't select and elect a faith.
Yeah, but for example, there's a verse in the Bible, quote me if I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong. For example, it says that you can have after a war or something like that, you can get a wife. And if she doesn't want to be your wife, you can beat her and cut her hair.
No, there's nowhere it says you can beat her. It's a must.
Something like that. You can cut your hair or
no, you cut her hair for a reason. Because simply you should not sleep with her. When a man, this is to prevent men from being tempted from those slaves. But the Jews themselves, they've been taking the whole nation as slaves. So now the Jews are at war. The enemy, they take slave from them. And they take slave from the enemy, and then later they exchange. So free my people, I free your people. Same time, if you want to have a wife from the slaves, you don't go sleep with her like Muhammad did with Safiya. Muhammad, he killed the man, the husband, the father, the brother, and then before even they leave the town, he put a tent, and a guy, he was guarding the tent, and he raped the women. In the Old Testament, a man, he should command the woman to shave her hair. She is a slave now. Why? Because now he will not be tempted to sleep with her. He should not touch her unless she become his wife. So if you want to take her as a wife, she cut her hair.
What if you already have a wife?
You cannot take her as a wife. Yeah. If you have a wife, you have a wife. Even though, like in certain time, you see, like Abraham, he have a wife, Sarah, and then he took another wife. Why? Because at that time there's no law says God says don't take second one. However, even Abraham, he was doing wrong because God did not approve it. But the man is desperate to have a child. His wife, she becomes so old. So he did not do it because he want to have just a second woman for fun. But he got so old and he lost
One of the
hope.
successor, yeah.
He wanted to have a child, exactly. So he said, okay, I'm going to marry. He married. He did not sleep with her. He married her. So he took her as a wife. However, if there's no law in certain time, then there's no law. If there's no law says, like in certain time, a child of Adam, they have sex with their sisters. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, because there's no law. There's no law. And if God wanted this not to happen, he should create other couple, right? So they can have, like I marry from your children, you marry from my children. But there's only one man, one woman. So law came in degrees, and the law can change. But Muhammad, as an example, Muhammad proved it to us clearly that Muhammad is a false prophet. Not only he have a very bad ethic, but have you ever heard of a God? He says something afternoon, he said the opposite the day after in the morning. Is that possible? Is it possible to give you a law afternoon today, and tomorrow morning I wake up and I change the law which Allah gave me yesterday afternoon?
Well, it's technically possible, I guess, but it doesn't really make sense.
It's possible. Anything is possible. I mean, it's word. You can. It talk is cheap, right?
Yeah.
We are not building a building, so it's possible, yeah. But it's not. It doesn't make sense that God he gave me a law today, and then a few hours after he gave me, he says don't follow that law. That's it.
Which law are we talking about?
Muhammad he keep doing that. If you go in the Quran, chapter 2, verse 106, it says, whatever revelation do we abrogate or cause to be forgotten. If you go and read the interpretation, and this is now, we will go to the site of the Kingdom of Jordan. This is again official government website. Chapter 2, verse 106. The non-Muslims, they start making fun of Muhammad, saying to him, what's wrong with this guy? He gave a law a day, and he enjoyed the other. He gave the Muslims a law today, and he changed it the second day.
What does abrogate mean?
Abrogate mean he changed, like he abolished. He don't forget, don't follow it. Like I say to you, you have to paint your house white today afternoon. Tomorrow after it says paint your house blue. It's just a few hours between them. Read with me carefully. So this is the Quran, and this is the interpretation, and this is your translation, not mine. Let us see. Oh, this is a different verse. Hold on. You see, like if we say, like Muhammad, he says something, then a prophet, he came 200 years after, God give him new law. Well, things change, and God give them something fit for today. That makes sense, no problem. But this is the same guy. He go to sleep, he woke up, he says something the opposite. Read me. When a disbeliever began to dare, like to make fun of Muhammad, the matter of abrogation, saying that one day Muhammad enjoins his companion to one thing, and then the next day he forbid it. Do you see it?
I'm reading it.
Okay. What do you think? Second day, God, he changed his mind. And not only he forbid it, second day. He allow you to do it today. Second day, he wake up, forget. Why? God do not know what he was saying?
I think it depends on the verse for this to make. So I'm trying to. So I'm playing the advocate of the Quran right now. So I'm trying to figure things out how this would make sense.
Doesn't make
Since
sense.
I believe you're doing a pretty good job on going against it. I have to be honest. I think, for example, if I was receiving the message and, for example, God told me that tell all your men that they can smoke weed or drink alcohol. And then that happens that night, for example. And that night, with that command, with that approval that I give, all of those people smoke weed, get drunk, and they do stupid shit and all that. For example, tomorrow, if I receive that is forbidden, isn't that like a message to the receiver of the message? Could it be that way, like a metaphor? See what this brings.
No, my friend.
That's why
My friend. First of all, God is not the God of confusion. Secondly, don't Allah knew that tomorrow he will change it. So why he give it to you today? Why he allow you to do it today? What is the change happened during nighttime? And people went to sleep. They wake up in the morning. They have a new law in the opposite direction. He forbid it, which means it was not right. You forbid it because simply it was not right. So either Allah made a mistake and simply there's no Allah. This is Muhammad. He says something. People complain. This is stupid. Muhammad, second day, oh, people don't like it. Let me change it. Because it's not from God. If it's from God, that's it. God, he said. God said you do this. As an example, in the case of murder, free for free, black for the black, women for the women. It's a murder. Murder will never change. Correct? I mean, it's not about economy. It's in the case of anyone kill somebody. This is the law, which Allah, he assigned to every man. In the case justice. Is that going to change in a day? He changed it in a day. When he said this, people start laughing at him. How in the world, what kind of justice is justice? Oh, who you believe? In the way of qisas. Qisas means the law of penalty for crimes. Is prescribed for you. Look how strong the order prescribed for you. In the case of murder, free for free, slave for slave, female for the female. And look what happened now. You kill my wife, I kill your wife. What kind of justice this justice is? So now we have two victims. The one who killed my wife is not going to be killed. And now I kill your wife. You kill my slave, I kill your slave. What the heck is that? So now we have two poor slaves are killed for no reason. Only in the case of a free man will be killed. Muhammad, he made this verse. People start complaining. What the heck is this? This is crazy. Muhammad, he got the law of Moses wrong. The law of Moses says eye for an eye. That doesn't mean I kill my wife, you kill my wife, I kill your wife. That means if you kill my wife, you will be killed. The killer himself will be killed, not I kill his wife. So Muhammad, he is trying to be smart. He tried to copy Moses. So he come with this. And as you see, the language is strong. Oh, who you believe in the law of equality and punishment. It's prescribed for you in the case of murder. You see, it's a murder. It's not about whether. Murder is a murder. Murder was the same in the time of Moses, in the same in the time of Abraham, in the same our time, in the same in the future. Murder is a murder. So in the case of murder, what we will do? This is the penalty. How fast we change it. This is abrogated. People start complaining. This is stupid. So what Muhammad is doing is like somebody in the laboratory. You know, he have a mice, and he tried to see the reaction of the mice. He dropped some drugs here, he changed the food there, and then he see the reaction, and based on the reaction, he changed the trial. If Muhammad is receiving command from God, he will not change that. As an example, if you are praying, Admiral, and I see you. You are in the street.
Okay.
And I say to you, this is how we pray. Are you going to change it just because I said this is how we pray? Or you pray as Allah told you? You don't change it.
Yeah, I would pray how my God told me.
Exactly. Look what happened. Muhammad was praying in a funeral, and a Jewish man, he just walked by. He's a rabbi. He said to Muhammad, this is how we do it. That's all. He did not debate him. He agreed with him. He said, this is how we do it. Look what Muhammad did. He said, sit down, act differently. How you can change the prayer? If the prayer coming to you from Allah and Allah is your God, you don't change the prayer just because a guy said to you, this is how we do it. So what? And I asked you, you said to me, Adamarim, I'm trying to use your name in Albania, Adamarim. So, Adamarim, I asked you, you said to me, I will stay praying the same way as Allah told me, correct? Look how fast he changed the prayer. That means Muhammad never received a way to pray from Allah. So, if another Jew now walked by and he said to him the same, this is how we do it, Muhammad will keep changing. So, it's up to him. He did not receive how to pray from Allah. And he don't really, what happened here, Muhammad, he felt that the Jews, they got him busted. He's trying to copy them. He's copying the Jews. So the Muslims, they start wearing a hat in the top of their head when they go to Hajj. That's what the Jews do. The Jews, they grow their hair. The Muhammadans start doing that. The Jews, they circumcise themselves. Muhammad did that. Muhammad, by the way, did not circumcise himself. He ordered a Muslim to circumcise, but he himself never did. He was copying the Jews because he's trying to establish a religion. When the Jews, they said to him, this is how we do it, he changed it immediately. They got me busted.
Okay, so based on this, then Muhammad should have been someone who had ambitions to seize power, to manipulate people, and to fake a religion, so to say, based on what he knew about other religions so far, and he learned during the way.
He moved there's a change point of Muhammad life when he moved from Mecca to Yathrib. Yathrib is the city of the Jews. It's called today Medina. He started learning from the Jews about Abraham, about Moses, but he got tons of things wrong. And actually the Jews, they got him busted horribly. Like when they came to him and they said to him, tell us about Prophet Zulqarnain. Muhammad was a fool. He believed in that he's a prophet, but the Jews, they were just making fun of him. So he made a chapter in the Quran, chapter 18, speaking about Zulqarnain, claiming that he's a prophet of Allah. And he built a dam between us and Gog and Magog, which is a horrible, stupid story. And Zulqarnain, he found where the sun set, and he found the sun sitting in murky water. Do you know the verse about the sun sitting in the spring of water?
Yeah, I know that. I didn't really take that literally.
It's not up to you, my friend. It's not up to you. Even Muhammad, he explained the verse. He said,
yeah, but not all the verses can be taken literally.
no,
So
it's not up to you. It's not up to you. It's not up to me. Exactly. Especially if Muhammad, he made it clear. Muhammad in the hadith, he said to Abu Dhar, which means the father of the ants, do you know where the sun set? He said, Allah and his messengers knows best. He said, it set in a hot, muddy spring of water, boiling water. So, you know, the Muslims today, in order to cover up the stupidity of the Quran, they say it appears, but where is the word appear? It's not there. Same time you say to me, not metaphorically. There's a way, sorry, not literally. How you can see that metaphorically? It says he went all the way to the setting place of the sun, and he found it sitting in a spring of water. So what metaphorically of that? You see, when we say metaphorical, we have to give us what this is for what? This is a real person or not? Is Zulqarnain a real person? Is the journey real? Is he moving from...
Yeah, for example, some verses state that Muhammad saw paradise and such, and I believe those are in my understanding, those are astral experiences that
No, according to
the
Muhammad, it's
prophets
not up to
had.
me, it's not up to you. According to Muhammad, he went in a real journey. Same time in the
Okay.
Quran, when the Quran says he found it, Allah is talking. This is metaphorical of what? Nothing. You have to create a story now. It cannot be metaphorical because it's speaking about supposedly a prophet of Allah. His name is Zulqarnain. Allah saying, I will tell you about him because they ask him. The Jews, they ask him. And Muhammad now, supposedly, he received the information from his God. So they ask you about Zulqarnain. Okay, I will tell you about him. Allah is talking. And then he said, and he found the sun setting in the murky water. How that can be? Bloody spring, actually. Zakir Naik, very well-known liar, he said that this is a brother and sister, it appeared to him. The sun go in the ocean, it looked like, but there's no ocean. It says even a spring of water. Spring is not even an ocean. So there's an old legend. Muhammad, he copied from the story. This is like a fiction story, that there is a guy, the guy with the two horn, which is Alexander the Great. He went and he occupied all the way to the east and all the way to the west, to where the sun set and where the sun rise. And he built a dam between us and between a weird creatures, people of Gog and Magog. They are not a human. And the story tell, okay, until when he reached the sitting place of the sun. Okay, what is that metaphorical for what? Sitting place of the, until he reached is the point of walking and marching with his army. And then he found it, not appear to. And as you see, the hadith confirmed that. Did you see the hadith I showed you on the screen? The prophet, he asked his companion, do you know where the sun where the sun goes? He said, Allah and his apostle know best. And by the way, Muslims, they practice shirk, which means they worship someone with Allah, because you cannot say Allah and Muhammad knows best. That is an insult to God. You cannot say Christian Prince and Jesus know best. Who is a Christian Prince to compare to Jesus? That is an insult. So the Muslims always, they claim that they are worshiping one God, but in reality they worship Muhammad. Allah and his messengers knows best. And now the one who knows best saying that his son set in a boiling, blazing water, which is a spring of water. And if this hadith is weak, no, it says Sahih and Sahih in chain. So the game of weak and those, they play it always. When they want, it is strong. When they want, it's weak. When they want, we put it in the laundry machine to wash it. When they want, we hang it in the window so everybody can see it. So what do you think, my friend, after this conversation between me and you? What do you think? You want to stay as a Muslim?
Well, I think the core values of Islam, not these details that you showed me at all. I disagree with what you showed me so far. I think the core values are engraved in me. I think those values are present in the other Abrahamic faiths as well as the Bible, for example. I want to focus on the similarities. I have some doubts on Islam. I had them. I mean, I don't think you can be a good theist if you're not a good atheist. In my opinion, you have to do your research and stuff. And for the biggest part of my life, I wasn't religious at all. So I got into religion recently, and Islam was the first one I set my eyes upon. I'm also working on learning more on Christianity, so I'll continue that journey as well. I have some issues with all of the faiths. I believe all of them were modified to fit different agendas of politics and such. And I don't take everything that I see at face value, even when it comes to hadiths and such. So
yeah,
you said that
but
they
how
play
you
this
will
game
do, how you will
strongly
do
for
make
you.
decision, my friend. You see, I don't want to be like rude to you, But now what you are saying to me, I don't accept everything there, and then you take your religion from there. But we cannot take our religion from something we cannot trust, because either there is trustworthy to take from there. You cannot say, I'm going to eat from the fridge, but in the fridge there's a dish have poison. It's not up to you.
If you show me a math formula, for example, and you prove to me that it's right, then of course, then I will.
Okay, I'm
say
showing
that
you a
you're
math
right.
formula now. The sun set in murky water. What say you? You will say to me, I
Yeah.
don't accept the hadith. Okay, I'm not
No,
showing you hadith,
no,
I'm
I
showing you
mean-
Quran. So now what you
No,
will say, you will say to me, oh, somebody maybe he changed the Quran. So how you can accept anything in a book? You yourself, you are saying that somebody modifying it. How?
But by this logic, how can I accept any book or any religion? since all of
Exactly,
them were
exactly.
changed?
But you see, you cannot accept anything if you believe it's modified. I'm not saying to you to accept other belief it's modified if you think it's modified. I'm saying that if you think Islam is modified and somebody played with it, then Islam cannot be trustworthy, because this is against what the Quran is saying. The Quran is saying Allah will protect the book, but you just said it's not protected.
Yeah, but my point when I took the example of the math formula, then that's a logical decision that you make. And when it comes to faith, I mean, I can have a lot of arguments against Islam, against Christianity, against the
My friend,
against
you can
God, but
make a million argument about Christianity, but you cannot make one argument against Jesus. I can make a billion argument against Muhammad, and nobody can refute it. But you cannot make one argument against Jesus.
yeah, but how do I know that I'm following his teachings precisely,
Well,
correctly?
okay, you see, you are the one who says modified. Even the Quran, the book you are listening to, not the Bible, saying that Jesus is holy, chapter 19, verse 19. Even
Yeah,
the
I
Quran.
believe that.
Okay, so Jesus is holy, Muhammad is sinner. Does the Quran say Muhammad is a sinner or not?
All of the prophets are sinners.
No,
Moses as
no, I
well,
just
by
told
this
you,
logic.
the Quran says that Jesus is holy.
Yeah,
Not
but only Jesus.
only Jesus, thank you very much. So how you follow someone is not holy, and you don't want to follow the one who is described in your book as holy? And how this book can be read anymore? If Muhammad is the greatest, and Allah created the whole universe for the sake of Muhammad, and Muhammad is a sinner, yet you don't want to follow Jesus who is holy, and you agree he is holy.
Can I follow Jesus without a church? for
It's not
example?
about church. You see, my friend, people I want you to, I don't know how old are you, but I noticed.
25.
Okay, 35,
At 25.
25. Okay, the Bible did not come before Jesus. Jesus came first. The church did not come before Jesus. Jesus came first. So the Bible and the church is not Jesus. Jesus is Jesus. We follow Jesus. The Bible is what Jesus said, and the church is where people, they gather to praise Jesus. So we don't praise a church, we praise Jesus. We don't praise the gospel, we praise Jesus. So we know who is Jesus, and we follow what he said. He said, from their fruits you shall know them. And if you and me agree that Jesus is holy, then the message is very simple. Be holy like your Father. Even we don't have a book. Even if we have no book, it's called the Bible. We have, let us say, a single sentence, except one sentence says, and we believe that Jesus is holy, as you agree with me. That is what Christianity is about. Be holy like your Father. And to be holy, you have to be loving. You have to be giving. You have to be honest. You have to be decent. You have not to harm. Love your enemy. Bless those who curse you. So knowing Jesus is not knowing a church. Knowing Jesus is knowing God. God is what we follow. Is not a building. Is not a priest. Is not a pope. They don't count. And nobody count them. And nobody even will listen to them. Because most of those people, they are sinners doing job. We follow Jesus, no man. No man is our master, for all men are sinners. including me, including you. So the one who follow me is stupid, because you follow a sinner man. If he is smart, he will not sin. So we follow Jesus, for he is the only one deserved to be followed. God is good, so is Jesus. Muhammad, you know, the Quran describes him as a sinner.
I accept that. I have a question. Maybe you can help me understand this correctly.
All right.
For example, there is the prophecy of the Dajjal in Islam, and there is the prophecy of the Antichrist or something like that in the Bible. And I believe that Jesus will come again. So the Muslims believe that he didn't die, but God raised his soul in heaven, and he will bring it back. So it's kind of a death in a way. So it's not that different. It's just something else. Whatever. Let's get past that. And Jesus believed on the second coming. So if a false prophet or Dajjal comes and he makes people, for example, worship a cross, how do I know that I'm following Jesus or a false prophet? That's why I want to know, how do I get into the teachings of Jesus? Through a Bible, through a church, through a preacher? So that's why I have issues with Christianity.
My friend, no, there's no issue actually, because simply I just told you the answer, but let me make it more simple. The Bible, we for sure we accept the Bible, and I believe in the Bible. However, the core of the Bible is to be with God, in the sight of God. So when the Antichrist come, first of all, the first question we need to ask ourselves, why Satan is called Antichrist, not anti-Allah? Why? I mean, Satan, he want to be God. He's challenging God. So if he challenge, he should challenge someone in his size, someone he is considered the most dangerous. So if the Muslims agree with the Christians that the Antichrist is Antichrist and he is Satan, that means Christ is God. Because Satan is not anti-Christian Prince. I mean, Christian Prince, nobody for him. Who is Christian Prince? Satan, he is opposing the biggest one, the scary one, God. So when the Muslims agree that there is somebody will come and he's so powerful, he can chop a man to pieces and he can put him together, and he claimed to be the Messiah. Why he have such a power? Because he want to claim to be the Messiah, and the Messiah is Almighty God. He can put a man together. He can resurrect people from death. He can heal the leper. He can make the blind see. He can what nobody can do. So the Antichrist, according to Muhammad, he can do things nobody can do. He can command the ground and gold will come. He can cut a person to pieces and he throw him a mile away, and he will order the two pieces to join together and he will come. Why? Because he want to convince you that he is Jesus. But that means Jesus is God. Same time, why Shaitan is not anti-Muhammad? Why is not anti-Allah? And why Shaitan, he will melt like salt when he see Jesus? How come when Shaitan, how come Hadith says Shaitan, he command Muhammad? He command Muhammad. Can you believe it?
Yeah, so my understanding of that is that Shaitan is scared of Allah.
No.
He's not against Allah.
No. No. How he can be scared of Allah? How you say that?
Well, so the story is that when God created Adam, he didn't want to praise Adam. He didn't want to bow down to Adam. And then God punished him with depths of hell. And then he asked God for his forgiveness and to allow him to prove to God that man is weaker or less worthy of being that high in status before God compared to him, since Shaitan Iblis was better, he was made of fire and blah blah blah. So that's his mission on this earth until the day of judgment. And when the devil or Satan sees Isa or Jesus, he will know that his day has come. So that's why he will be scared. He's
No,
done.
no.
That's my
Okay,
understanding.
let us go one by one. First of all, the story you quote for me is additional clear proof that Muhammad is a fraud, because Allah, he commanded the angels to bow down. So why he's upset from Shaitan, who isn't an angel? If I say all cats say meow, why I want to be angry from the dog? He's a dog. In Islam, Satan never was an angel. He is a genie. And the Quran said, Allah, he commanded the angels to bow down to Adam, which is very stupid command. Because if Allah and the Muslim believe that the Holy Spirit is an angel, how you command the Holy Spirit to bow down to a man? Which one deserves to be bowed for? The one who is holy or the one who is a sinner like Adam? Same time. The story proves that Allah, listen, the story
Angels
proves,
don't have free will. That's why when a man worships God by his own free will, he's raised higher than the angels, since they have no other choice.
no
So
man,
they cannot sin.
let us go one step by step. You see, the problem with the Muslim, it's not your problem. The problem is you are following a stupid book, literally. First of all, what the angels they say to Allah, the angels they say to Allah, are you going to create someone who will do mischief in the earth? Allah said to them, I know what you know not. And then he taught Adam all the names. And then he said to the angels, let us open the verse. Tell me the names of those things if you are truthful. Allah accusing his angels to be liars. And then if they cannot tell the names, they are liars. So how you call the Holy Spirit, and you claim that it is Jibreel, the Holy Spirit, which mean holy and a spirit, and then you accuse all the angels to be liars. Same time, they did not lie. The angels, they said Adam would do mischievement. Allah, he opposed them, says, no, you are not truthful. Which means he is the stupid, because simply Adam, not long after, commit sin and he was kicked out of heaven. And now Allah wanted to prove to prove himself that he is smart and he's God. So how we do? He says, okay, Adam, what is this, Adam? Okay, this is a water ball. What is this? This is bicycle. What is this? This is banana. This is apple. And then Allah now come to the angels. And he put the banana, the bicycle, the apple in front of them. He said to the angels, tell me the names of those things if you are truthful. The angels, wow, what is that? We do not know the name of those things. They said to him, glory to you. We have no knowledge except what you have taught us. So now we have a God. He want to prove his God. He have a dog. He call him Dudu. And then he come to me and he asked me, Christian Prince, what is the name of my dog? I said to him, wow, Allah, I know not except what you taught me. And now I prove that I am the one who know the future by telling you the name of my dog, which I gave it to him. So the story is not even good for 6 years old. Number two, the angels here are a bunch of liars. So the title, because he said to them, if you are truthful, Allah accusing them to be not truthful, don't you see? Chapter 2, verse number 31, saying, if you are truthful. Yeah. So if they could not tell the names, that mean what? That mean they are not truthful. Do I agree?
Yeah, but what does that mean?
Oh, that mean? It means they're not truthful. That means they are liars. That means they are fraud. That means the heaven of Allah is corrupted. Every single one of them, all the angels, not one, not two, not if you are truthful. He commanded the angels, he spoke to the angels, and the angels said to him, are you going not one angel, not two angels, the angels said to him, are you going to create someone who will do mischief? And guess what? He's accusing them to be stupid, to not know the future. It turned to be true. Right away, Adam and his children, they come to earth, and then the son of Adam killed his brother. Correct?
Yeah.
right away, not like 10 generations after, right away, the first 2 kids. So the angels, they were truthful, and Allah is not. Same time, teaching I give a name to my dog does not prove I'm God. What about you do the opposite? What about you say to me, listen, we are going to go behind the wall and we will give a name to this dog, and then we come back to you and we ask you what the name we gave him. That will be a good test. But I give the names and then I ask them to give the names to prove that I'm God? Is that a story for a 6-year-old kid? Is that your level as a man who is at the age of 25? Is that a miracle? My dog, his name is Tutu, and you do not know the name of my dog, so I'm God. You should do the opposite. You should say, okay, go. I will put things there. Give it names as you wish, far away from me. And come to me and ask me for the names, I will tell you. But he named the names, he named the things, and he placed the things in the front of them. And now they do not know the names. That means he is the one who know what they know not. That is the most stupid, horrible children's story ever.
Yeah, but isn't this like, how do I say it? Like, for example, if I have my kids in front of me. I don't have kids, by the way, it's just metaphorical. So if I have some kids and they are questioning something, a decision that I make, and then I give them, for example, some stuff that they don't know nothing about, and ask them what are these, and they say no, then doesn't that kind of prove that I know more than them?
First
And
of
in
all,
this case, God knows
okay,
everything.
no, this is not what we are talking about. If your children, first of all, you comparing yourself to children is not right. Because you
Yeah.
compare yourself when they are in your age, and then let us see who knows more. Not a child, he is just a baby. Maybe he have a diaper. That is not even an example to be taught. Secondly, those are angels. They are not a babies. They are growing and they have diapers. They are already angels. So those angels, they are the one questioning the decision of Allah. The questioning will raise a big question mark. First of all, how the angels, they say here, we know and we do not know anything except what you taught us, correct? This is what it says. We have no knowledge except what you taught us. Does it say that?
Yeah.
Okay, then how here they say, are you going to create somebody with do mischievement in earth? So how they are saying he would do mischievement, which is true, he did mischievement actually not only in earth, even in heaven, and he was kicked out from heaven. So the angels are right. Allah is wrong. Accused them not to be truthful, because he accused them not to be truthful about what? About Adam, he would do mischievement. But they are truthful, and Allah is wrong. So here now, if you are the one who is giving a child who is 5 years old an example to show him that you know better, you fail. Because if the child, he says, Dad, this guy will kill people when you let him free. And then you say to him, shut up, you idiot. I'm adult. I know more than you. And then you let him go. And then the person kill people. So the child was right and you were wrong. And this is what happened.
The angels, when they said, will you create someone that will do mischief on earth, they were referring to the jinns who used to live on earth before humans.
No,
That's-
he's talking about Adam, my friend. Really, don't make things up. He is saying, I'm going to create. He did not create yet. I'm going to create someone. وَإِنِّي جَاعِلٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ خَلِيفَةً. So he is going to create someone to inherit the earth. He says, are you going to? Going to. He did not have in him yet. You know? Are you going to? أَتَجْعَلُ فِيهَا مَنْ يُفْسِدُهَا? Are you going to? Will you? You see the word will?
Mhm.
So it is in the future. It's not done yet. So will you do this? Allah said to them, I know what you know not. And the accusation of them is what? He will shed blood. But they were right. The children of Adam, and Adam himself did mischievement. and the first thing they did in earth is shedding blood. The first very thing.
No, but I don't think the angels knew that Adam would be
Well, they knew.
sinful.
No, they knew. Here we
How?
go. They are saying that. It's in front of you.
No, I think this question is more like, let me just give you an example. For example, I take my kids in a car. So after work, I tell them, get in the car, kids, we're going somewhere. And we go to the playground that day. And then tomorrow, I tell the kids, come in the car. And they ask me, hey, Dad, will you take us to the playground again? So it's like, will you create someone like the creation before?
That's not
That's
my,
how I
my friend.
understand
I don't know you if you are focusing with me or not. I don't want to be rude to you, but you don't know how to read. It says, will you place therein? Who will make? Not maybe. They did not say maybe. He will make. It's not maybe yes, maybe no. No. Who will make mischievement therein and shed blood while we glorify you? So they are stating a fact. They knew. The fact is, we glorify you, and he will do mischievement. He will, not maybe. And then Allah, he said to them, you know what I know not. I know what you know. Like I am the one who have knowledge. And then he wanted to prove that they are wrong. And that's why he made the test, which is the quiz of stupidity. He taught the names of Adam. So Adam is what meant, not someone else. Same time, the angels, they were right. Allah was wrong. In the top of that, the quiz is stupid, because this is not how you prove that you know what they know not. Not by giving a name to something. They do not know the name. Should do the opposite.
You think this is correlating to the story where I believe a third of the angels fell from heaven?
No, my friend,
Where it says in the Bible?
those are all the angels. This is not about. This is not from the Bible.
Older. Okay.
This is all. Sorry,
Just wondering if
not
there
older.
is
I don't say
a
older.
relation.
I said all the angels here. All the angels of Allah. That's why Allah commanded all the angels to bow down. Not one. All. And then the story says, except Iblis, but Iblis is not an angel. Iblis is a genie. So who is the one who accused Adam? The angels. Who is the one should be punished? The angels. So why is upset from the genie? If you have, you see, when we say genie, it's not like we are saying girls and boys, like girls are female and boys are male. No, because simply this is different kind of creature, totally different kind. So he is ordering the angels to bow down, and he get upset from the genie. But he did not say. He did not say.
The angels all bowed down, so
Yeah, but
there was only one standing up.
But he did not say, did he say everybody here bow down? No. Same time, Iblis, he did not say anything. He did not accuse Adam of this poor guy Iblis is just sitting there, like I have no idea what's going on. He's watching them, and then suddenly Allah is upset from him because he did not bow down. But Allah did not say Iblis bow down. He says angel bow down. And remember when we said to the angel, do you see it? When we said to the angels, not to everybody in heaven, bow down to Adam, he says to the angels. So why he's upset from the genie? The story is not even good for kids.
Yeah, but then later, well, let's say he didn't know that he had to bow down since he's a genie, he's not an angel.
Hey, hold on. What do you mean you do not know? If Allah said, I said to the angels, does it say that? What do you mean you didn't know? If I say angels bow down, why I want to get upset from the cat? I said angels. I said, have you ever served in the army?
No.
So if the major, he says all officers follow me, and then I don't follow the major. He says, why you don't follow? I say I'm not an officer. I'm an officer. So you don't obey a command, does not go to you. If you say the officer, that means this is for the officer. If you say all sergeant, that means for the sergeant. If you say private, this means private. If you say everybody, that means everybody. So here it's the angels. He commanded the angels. So why he's upset from that is on. In the top of that, why anyway they have to bow down to Adam? That is stupid. They should bow down to God. Isn't it against Islam to bow down to anyone save God? So the first one who practiced shirk, an act of worship to someone is not God, is Allah himself, commanding the angels to bow down to a man. So if men after this bow down to Adam, nobody should be upset. Angels themselves, they bow down to Adam. The Holy Spirit in Islam is an angel. He was one of them. That means Holy Spirit, according to Muhammad, is Jibreel, and that Jibreel is a liar. That is horrible. So why you call him Holy Spirit? And then you mentioned to me that Shaitan is a bad person in Islam.
He wasn't. He was, by what I know, he was on the jinn world on Earth, and he was one of them who fought for.
No, my friend, you have a wrong information about your religion. Shaitan, all this story here is in heaven. What in earth? All this story.
He was raised. He was raised in heaven. He was first on Earth with the other jinn.
No, this is a false story. Nowhere it says that in the Quran. That's a fabrication. All of them, they are in heaven. Angels, Shaitan, Allah, and Adam. This is why he said to them, get down, to all of them. We said to them, get down from this place. From where? From paradise. So when Allah he sent Shaitan down, he sent him with Adam and Eve. But why Allah even sending them down as a penalty? If he is the beginning says, I'm going to create someone to inherit the earth, but here is coming as a penalty, which is another stupid story too. Because either Adam commits sin. Did Adam commit sin and Allah punish him or no?
Again, the question, please.
Did Adam commit sin, yes or not?
Yeah, both Adam and Eve did.
What if I show you according to Islam they did not?
What do you mean? Doesn't Islam also have the story that they bit the apple?
Yes, it did.
Or the fruit?
But this was destiny. It wasn't not a choice. If you force me to do something, how that can be sin? Here we go. This is your prophet saying that Adam and Moses, and your prophet always come with funny, weird stories. Like suddenly Adam and Moses, they meet together. How? Don't ask me. So, according to Muhammad, Adam and Moses, they have a debate. Moses accused Adam that because of him we are out of heaven. Adam said to Moses, you stupid Moses, are you blaming me for something written in my fate as a destiny to do? I must do 40 years before my creation. And your prophet says, and this is how Adam confuted, which means he won the debate, and he repeated that 3 times. And this is the hate in front of you. Adam did not commit sin. Everything in Islam, every one of you Muslims, when you commit sin, it's a destiny. And this is additional proof to prove Islam is stupid. So Allah calls you to do fornication, and then Allah will punish you for fornication. Allah made Adam commit sin, and then Allah, he punished Adam, sending him out of heaven because he commit sin. That is the most stupid religion ever. Where is justice? Because fate is you making me. That's why he's saying to him, do you blame me? Read carefully. Do you blame me for an action? You see the word action, my friend?
Yeah.
Okay. So I cannot blame Adam for any action. And your prophet agree with him. So then all our action is written by Allah 40 years before our creation. Any action. This is the most stupid religion ever. You Muslim believe in destiny, predestiny.
Why does that have to be all action? What if some actions are part of your fate? For example, by this logic, God Almighty doesn't know the future.
My friend, who care about knowing the future or not? Obviously, your God does not know the future, but that's not the point. The point is, Moses is blaming Adam, because of you we are out of sin. So obviously we are talking about the story of what? Eating the apple, correct? Okay, so what Adam said to him, do you blame me for an action. Which action? Eating from the tree, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, but that means we cannot blame Adam for that action. So the action of Adam was not a choice of Adam. So why Adam is going to be punished, kicked out of heaven? And if it is an action written by Allah, so what the point of all the life of a human being, and what the point of this God? If a Muslim, he commit fornication, is it an action you choose to do, or it is a destiny?
I think you choose to do that.
That's false.
But without
That's-
without the situation with the apple, then we wouldn't have the earth as we know it.
No. You know, this is, you see, I like, you are trying to make your own religion. You're trying to find solution. Yeah, I mean, this is what you are doing. But let us see what Muhammad said. It's not up to you.
No, I'm trying. Don't think of me as a Muslim scholar or something.
I'm
like
not
that,
thinking
please.
about you. You
just
see,
trying to
I'm
make
being,
sense of
my
what I see.
friend, trust me. I'm being so patient with you. I'm speaking for, do you know how many hours? Do you know how many hours I'm here? My back is hurting. God is my witness. My knees is hurting me.
For 6
And
hours.
I am speaking here for more than almost 7 hours. So I'm just helping you. I'm here to help you. I'm here to serve you, my friend, humbly. The Lord, he commanded me to be here and to be patient with you. So read with me carefully. You said when you do commit fornication, it's your choice. But this is not what Islam teach. So what do? You try to give me your own solution, but this is not up to you. Your prophet, he made it clear. Verily Allah has fixed the very portion of adultery which a man will indulge in, and he of necessity must commit. It's not even a choice to you to commit or not. You must.
Oh, this is in the Quran?
This is hadith, and this is sahih, very authentic. This is extremely authentic.
Okay.
So you commit sin, it's not a choice, including fornication. So what is religion for? So this God, he created me, and then he forced me to play with my private part around, and then he want to punish me for playing with my private part, which he forced me to use it. Where's justice? Justice is, when you do wrong, we punish you for the wrong. But Allah is wronging me now. Allah is making me do wrong. Adam, he did wrong, not by choice, according to Islam. Here, you commit fornication, it was a destiny. So how in the world I'm going to be punished for anything if it was not a choice? Where is the fair? Where is the justice? He wrote for me before he created me, this guy is going to sleep with this woman. He will sleep. He will not only, this is knowledge, this is a destiny. It's a fate. It's a portion of adultery, which he must. If I ask you right now, a baby he is born today, if he die tomorrow, is he going to go to heaven in Islam or not? And he is from a Muslim family.
No, I don't know, really. Never heard of such thing.
But what do you think? Is it logical for a child, he is an infant, he never
Yes.
commits sin, to go to hell?
No, I meant heaven.
To go to heaven, not in Islam. Because you Muslims believe in destiny. Muhammad and Aisha, they went to a funeral. And in the, at the end of the funeral, Aisha, she said, well, there is a happiness for this baby. He never commits sin and he never reached the age of sin. He will be in heaven. Muhammad, he says, what's wrong with you, Aisha? It might be otherwise, which mean he might go to hell. Aisha, she was astonished. What? How he will go to hell? He did not even, she make it clear. He did not, he is young. He did not do evil, neither reach the age of someone can commit evil. Muhammad made it clear. It can be the opposite. Why? Because when Allah created you, he decided for you your fate, where you will be, heaven or hell. Doesn't matter you commit sin or not. And this is the greatest example of the stupidity of Muhammad. A child who is born of a Muslim family, because this is a funeral of a Muslim family child. So Muhammad now, a Muslim, cannot say he's a Christian kid, even though he's a Christian. So what? He's a child. You don't understand. But even he is a Muslim child, and Muhammad actually, he said every child born as a Muslim. So why a born Muslim child, if he die as an infant, he will go to hell? The answer is very simple. Allah made a destiny where a person will be before he was born. So he is a child, he is not a child, he commits sin, he did not commit sin, he reached the age of evil or not, it doesn't matter. Still, there's a high possibility he will go to hell. And that, my friend, proves Islam to be the most biggest scam, stupid ever. Because this is not just.
So based on the Quran, a child might go to hell?
It's in front of you. This is your prophet talking. Are you tired? Are you tired? I feel like you're not focusing with me.
No, I'm focusing.
I am the one should be tired now, not you. Okay, it says here, a child, he did not reach the age of doing evil. Do you see it? Or I'm adding things up? Okay, so this person confirmed now, he never did evil. He's a baby. Why he might go to hell? Because Allah wrote their destiny before he created them. Doesn't matter if they reach age or not. So he might go to hell.
Yeah, so basically I asked someone who is a lot more religious than me about this topic, and I got the answer that Allah creates two places for every human being, one in heaven, one in hell, and based on his life choices, he goes to one of the roads.
False, my friend. Let me get the one who said that to you, busted. And if you like to call him, and I will shower him with no mercy.
It's too late.
No problem. But you know, see here, I am here. I stand firm with what I say, but because I speak with knowledge, not with ignorance. They can say lies to you, they can fool you, but I want to ask you: did I say anything to you without showing reference?
No.
Okay. Now let us show you one more reference. You said to me that Allah created two places, right? Which is very stupid, because don't the Muslims say Allah knows the future anyway? So what two places to every person? Either he knew I will be in hell, or he don't know I will be in hell or in heaven. So maybe, so let me make one place here, a bed in the jail and bed in the heaven. Why? Because I do not know where he will be. This is not even God, you know. But let us go with the fallacy of this, you know. And then in the hadith it says that a man, when Allah created him, the angel will come and write down his destiny. And then this person, he do, like, let us say he gave an example, Muhammad, of two people. One, he followed the teaching of Allah every day. He pray, he fast, he do jihad, he do everything.
Okay.
And then before he die, what Allah wrote for him will overcome what he was doing all his life, and he will go to hell. What Allah wrote for him. I'm just looking for the hadith. And then the opposite. A person was disobeying Allah all his life. And then what wrote by Allah will take over, which means will be forced to obey, and then he go to heaven. So it doesn't matter. The one who obey will become disobey, and the one who disobey will become obey, because at the end of the day, it's a destiny. Let us see if I can find the hadith in English, so we can, you know.
No need. I don't think you're just making this things up. So I know you're tired and such. You don't need to show me anything else. I think you convinced me enough to look into this. I'll try to read the book that you have shared with me. I'm trying to be very sincere here, and when I said to you, for example, that this is not a mathematical formula, I'm saying that sometimes faith doesn't come from logic. A lot of things that you say make sense, 100%, and a lot of things that you showed me don't make sense of what we read together. and that's enough to so to say spark something in me to show interest on alternatives. But I don't think I would go back to atheism. I'm open to other religions as well. I'm not saying I will abandon Islam only on this. I will still look into some stuff, try to make sense of it. Some stuff that you showed me, I think it's hard to make sense, even if someone else tells me an explanation that would make sense. I think I'm in doubt here of what I'm seeing. But my question to you is, why Christianity? Why Jesus? And are you an Orthodox, a Catholic, Protestant? I don't really understand that world at
All right.
all.
So I promise you to show you the last one, and this is the last one in front of you. I post the link, and this is what it says, that a person who was praying to Allah all his life, obeying, and then what Allah wrote for him will take over, and then he will go to hellfire. It's in front of you. And then the opposite. And this is me in Islam, so crazy and so stupid. Same time, I'm not saying Islam is I reject Islam because of logic, because not necessarily logic can be an answer for anything. As an example, is it logical that there's a guy, his name is Jesus, his mother, she gave birth to him, and she have no husband? No, this is against science. This is against everything we know in a human life. This is not logical. But in Christianity, it's logical. He is a son of no man. Every son of a man is a sinner, proven by history and our experience. Jesus is a son of nobody. Makes sense in Christianity, does not make sense in Islam. So what is logical can be logical, and what can illogical can be logical too. But when we speak about Islam, we are talking about religion contradicting itself. Not different religion only, itself. This guy, he says something here, he say the opposite there. In one hand, he says to you, if you do good deed, you go to heaven. In the other hand, he says at the end of the day, it's destiny. In one hand, he says, if you do this, if you do steal, if etc. And then at the end, he says, you know, even if you steal, it was a destiny. There's a video of Mufti Menk, I don't know if you saw it. And in the video, they ask him, he was telling a story about a guy. The caliphate, he caught him stealing. So they brought him to him. And he said to him, the thief, he said to the caliphate, why you want to punish me if it was a destiny? The caliphate, and Mufti Menk, he says, well, if this is the good argument, if you think about it. And then the caliphate, according to Mufti Menk, which is quoting a hadith, he said, the caliphate was smarter than the thief. And this is a good argument. Sorry, you know, the caliphate, he said to him, well, okay, it was a destiny for you to commit a theft, and it was a destiny for me to punish you. He did not say this is not a good logic. He did not say this is not true. So the thief, he have a good argument. Why I will be punished if it was my destiny to steal? Mufti Menk, he agree. Yes, he's right. That is a good argument. The caliphate supposedly, it's a game. The caliphate, he outsmarted the thief, and he said to him, well, you know what? It was destiny for you to be a thief. It was destiny for me to punish you. But where is there? What is this? Is that a game? Is it who's smart from who? Same time you say to me, why Jesus? There is any other one to be considered? If there's anyone better?
Did I say why Jesus?
Like why Christianity, right? Christianity is Jesus. Christianity is not a church name. Christianity is a Christ. When I say I'm a Christian, I'm talking about Christ. I'm not talking about church. I'm not talking about priest. I'm not talking about a building. I'm not talking about a page. I am a Christian. My name is coming from his holy name. I am a follower. He's not following me. I follow him. So there is no better name in this earth or in heaven than his name. There's no better name can do what he did. There's no one is holy as he is. No one was able to heal the man pain as Jesus did. Jesus gave us a solution, love. He gave us value to our life. Jesus, he made us children of God. Jesus, he taught us that you can receive salvation by forgiving, not only being selfish and ask for forgiveness for yourself. Forgive before you ask for forgiveness. Feed before you ask for food. Give before you ask God to give you. Be loving before you ask for love. So my friend, Jesus is the loving God, and there's no love like his love, for all love belongs to him. And you say to me, why? If there is other one, if there is someone like him, if there is someone can take his place, no grave can hold him, no death can take him, no devil can tempt him, and no power can control him. And he is the one described in the Quran, can create from the mother bird. He can make the blind see. He can make the leper healed, which is a disease nobody until now can heal. He can heal anything. And you say to me, why Jesus? Well, I need to ask you the same question. Why Jesus can do all those things, yet Allah cannot do any? Prove it. Muhammad cannot do anything. Prove it. Abraham cannot do anything like it. Prove it. Moses cannot do anything like it. Prove it. No one like Jesus. So if Allah gave Jesus, as Muslim claim, the power to do all those, to prove that he's a prophet, Allah is a fool, because he did not prove that Jesus is a prophet. He convinced us that Jesus is God. So if this was the purpose of Jesus doing miracles, is to make us believe in a prophet, Allah is a stupid person. Don't he knew when those Christians, they see that he can create from the mother bird, he is a creator. When he can resurrect people from death, he is a resurrector. He can heal, he can forgive sin. He is alive right now in heaven. Don't he knew that those Christians, they will say he must be God? And you say to me, why, my friend?
No, I didn't make the case against Jesus. So
I'm not saying you did. No, I'm just answering you. You are not making a case, my friend. I'm just, I don't think I'm upset from you, but I speak with passionate. I love my Lord. I'm a believer. So when I speak to you, maybe I'm like excited, but I'm not angry from you. I feel sorry for you. You are following.
No, I don't take you that way at all. It's okay. But I have some questions. For example, if I say that Jesus is the Messiah, he will come in the final hours. I believe that. It doesn't matter where I got that belief from. The Bible, when I watched some preachers preaching about Christ's second coming, or from someone saying from Islam, I believe that Jesus existed outside of the religion. So I believe in Jesus, that he is the final Messiah. It doesn't matter if I got the info from A or from B or from C. So does that make me automatically a Christian if I try to be like him and I try to get what he's sent to us, and I believe in God, and if I'm doing good deeds and I'm following the laws of Jesus and the other Abrahamic
you cannot,
prophets?
my friend, you cannot follow the law of Jesus by following Muhammad, because they are the opposite. So we cannot, and same time,
Can I follow Jesus if I, for example, have a murder case on my end? That means that
okay, you see,
if I make
all
a
of us,
mistake
all
in
of
my
us,
life-
all of us, we have murder case. Who said we don't? Murder is one of many crimes we commit in our life every day. We commit crimes non-stop every day. Human being is the worst creature maybe between everything, because dogs, you feed them, they don't bite you, they obey you, they protect you, they give their life for you. Human being, you feed him, he kill you, he betray you. The son betray his father, the daughter betray her mother, the mother betray her husband. So human being is a murderer. So if this is the case, you will never go to heaven. However, the Messiah can change your life, and this is his power. You have to experience him, and then you will know that he can change you. So the murderer can be a person who is the opposite. A cheater can be loyal. A thief, he can turn to be a decent. Paul used to go against the Christian, he want to kill them. He became Paul, the apostle, for the Messiah changed his life. So the same as the life of Paul changed, your life can change. with all the sin you did, but you have to take it from your heart, not by name, not saying Shahada. Shahada doesn't count for Jesus. He said, from their fruits you shall know them, not from their words, not from their names, not from their clothing. Your fruits tell me who you are. You can call yourself whatever you want, but your fruits will expose you. And this goes for Jesus. I know Jesus. You mentioned to me how I will know the Dajjal, right? From the Messiah, the fruits. The Dajjal is coming to kill, to rape, to torture, to take, to control. The Messiah is not that. The Messiah coming back, he will be a justice. Even the hadith says, Hakaman muqsitan, which means he's absolute just, which nobody can do save God. Hakaman muqsitan, the Messiah is. So the Messiah will come in the day of judgment to be just, not to be evil. From his, not only the ability, not only the power, not only from what he can do, his fruits, my friend. So if a person come and he can do miracles, the Messiah warned us. He said, there's people will come, claim to be I'm the Messiah. They will do miracle. Don't make them fool you. Because this is not why we follow somebody. Their fruits. The Messiah never asked for a penny. The Messiah never asked for wages. The Messiah never asked for authority. The Messiah never slept with the women. The Messiah, he never asked for any privilege. In fact, the Messiah, he said to his disciples when he decided to wash their feet, they said to him, Lord, we cannot let you do that. He said to them, if you don't let me do it, you don't belong to me. I do not know you. To be a master, you have to be a servant. So the Messiah, my friend, it's not just a name. It's not a title. It's a person, and that person nobody can copy. Neither me, neither the devil, neither Allah, neither Muhammad. No one can copy him. And this is why it will be so easy for us to know who is the true Messiah, who is not. And the Messiah will come with the glory of his angels. We will see things we never saw before. Not only he will be coming with his power, but he will be coming with the glory. The glory belong to God, not the glory belong to a Satan. Satan have a glory in this earth already. Satan, he have his glory in this earth. He is a flourishing everywhere. The glory of God will be totally different. It's not going to be gold and silver. It's not going to be soldiers. It's going to be coming with the angels. And when we see him, we will know him right away. So I'm not worried about the Dajjal fooling me. And, you know, we mentioned that when the Dajjal, he see the Messiah, you said to me what? Because of what he will melt? Maybe what?
Jesus.
Now, why when I said to you, when the shaitan, he will see Jesus, he will be melted, you said to me, what is the reason? Maybe what?
He's scared.
He's scared. Okay, I will go with you. But why he will be scared from the Messiah? I mean, he's a man. If the Messiah is just a man, what will make Satan melt like salt? This is what Muhammad said. He will melt like salt.
Because the Messiah has the power that the Father gave him.
Thank you very much. Which is power of God. Satan, he was challenging Allah. He don't care. He's challenging Muhammad. Actually, the Quran and the Hadith says that Shaitan command Muhammad. Look here what it says. When the filthy Shaitan, he see the Messiah, he will dissolve as salt dissolve itself in the water, just for seeing Jesus. I want to ask now, who is this Jesus then? He don't even touch the Shaitan. Shaitan see the Messiah, he will dissolve like salt in the water. What we are talking about? Why? Satan and all his power, and this Dajjal coming with big army, massive, controlling the whole earth, and then he see the Messiah, that's it? He dissolve? Is that how easy it is? That remind me of the sun melting the ice. melting the snow, killing the bacteria, destroying everything, does not belong there. That is the Messiah.
Yeah, this verse, for example, about Jesus when he comes, and that he's so powerful that Satan just dissolves. Don't you think y- a certain amount of truth is in these verses?
My friend, I can tell you a lie, and I need always the truth to make you convinced with my lies. Isn't this is what the scammers they do? They
Yeah.
send you email, they say to you, we are from your bank, please send us, etc. Somebody trying to hack you, give us your password. They claim to be from the bank in order to
Yeah,
fool you.
I see your point. Yeah, for example, would I be considered a Christian? For example, I accept Jesus as the Messiah. I already
As
do,
your
to be
savior, as
honest.
your Lord, and you have to deny Muhammad. You cannot follow two masters. Muhammad deny who is the Messiah. He denied that he is the Son. He denied that he was
Do I need to
crucified.
get baptized and stuff like that, for example?
Yes, yes. But first of all, you accept the Messiah. You study the Bible. When you are ready, you can do the baptism.
Where?
You find a church of your comfort. You speak to the ministers. If you find somebody you think he is he is a good teacher, etc., he can be your helper to teach you and to guide you, let us say, to know the Bible better. Then you choose the
Doesn't
church.
really matter if it's a Protestant
I
church
don't
and
care.
stuff
For
like
me,
that.
those themes doesn't count for me. What count for me is following Jesus or not. You can call yourself Protestant, Catholic, I don't care. Those names mean nothing to Jesus. We believe in one church. That is the one. The church is us. The church isn't the priest. The church never and will be never a priest. The church is us. Never was a building. Jesus never built a wall. Jesus never
No,
built a roof.
I don't, just don't misunderstand me. I just want to be sure that, for example, if I talk to a priest, I'm not talking to a priest who is deviated from the message of Jesus. Do you get what I mean? I don't want to be
Well, as I said
given
to
to
you,
false teachings.
a priest, any priest, he says something not in the biblical, he is no priest. Very simple. This is why I say to you,
Okay,
you learn the
makes
Bible,
sense.
and then if a priest he says to you he agree with homosexuality, he is not a Christian. If he say it's okay to be drunk, he's no Christian. If he say it's okay to have a girlfriend, boyfriend, sleep around, he's no Christian. This is the priest of the
The
devil.
Bible says that alcohol is bad?
The Bible says clearly that anyone who commit the following: drunkard, thieves, fornicators, liars, thieves, those they will not enter heaven. They will not. So anyone who says to you, it's okay, he is not Christian. Very simple. It's not up to anyone. You see, when we say God, he forgives sin, this is true. But the one who his sin will be forgiven is the one who do repent and stay away from. So if I do any of those things, I have to repent, otherwise I have no place in heaven. Otherwise, I am just a liar trying to fool people, saying I am a believer, but I am not. Remember I told you, from their fruit you shall know them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how your fruits is the fruit of Jesus, and you are a drunken person going in the street like a donkey, sleeping in the floor. You do not know what you are saying, you do not know what you are doing, and maybe even you might do some harm to people because you don't know what you are doing. So we, the Bible allow us, we can drink wine, but we cannot be drunk. Jesus says little of it will bless your heart, little. The same as any food, it's a food. So little salt is good, little sugar is
Modest
good.
amounts.
Anything, too much of it will kill you, even if it's air, even if it's water. Are you with me?
Yeah, I'm following.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, man, it was a good conversation. I joined with an open mind, and I want to see what you got for me. So I'm not very informed on Christianity. I would consider myself. I think I will read into what you sent me, and also I'll look into reading the Bible as well as the Quran. I haven't finished it, to be honest. So I just want to make sure that the information that I have is
All right, my
I,
friend.
I want to process it, and I want to take things slow. That's what I meant before with the you can just show me a formula, 2 plus 2 is 4, I will believe it. But when it comes to faith, I think it's a deeper manner. You cannot just snap your fingers and just switch something you believed for, let's say, a year or 2 years or whatever it is. So it's gonna take some dwelling to do on my end.
Take your time, my friend.
But
I did my part to show you, and
no, I honestly, I was looking into Christianity for the past months, watching some videos, debates, and stuff like that. So I was already interested. And I think this conversation today helped me a lot. And I know your intentions weren't anything bad, or you didn't have an interest on this. I didn't join here just to go back and forth with you. No, Quran is the right way. No, that is that. But I wanted to play the devil's advocate, so to say, so that I know what your argument is against certain stuff. So yeah, I want to thank you for your time.
you're
And
welcome. And if you want, you can bring any big sheikh if they try to convince you in the opposite, and you sit and you watch, listen, let us see if they can come with something, you know, to refute what I'm saying. They cannot. This is why they avoid me, actually. All of them, they avoid me. Because a
yeah,
person who claimed to be an imam, he will lose his career if he debated me. Very simple.
is it okay, for example, during my studies, if I have a question or something like that, if I write to you here on Skype or something like
I
that?
don't answer people in Skype. You can call me. But like first, like try to text me. If I did not see it, answer it. Try to ring me, you know. And I don't go in Skype unless I am live. So when you see Skype is on, that means I'm
Okay,
live.
okay.
If you see Skype is off, that means I'm not live. Right?
Okay.
I don't use it for
Yeah.
personal talk or, you know, only when I'm live. All right?
Yeah,
Well, my
I
greeting to
thank you
people
again for
of
your time.
Albania, and I hope more Albanian, and feel free, please, to share the book. This is my gift to Albanian people for free. And
Well, Albanians before used all to be Christians before the Ottoman Empire, so
see,
it's not that out of the perception for me that an Albanian can be a Christian. So it's not like a Muslim nation at all. Even though the majority is Muslim, nobody really practices it, and most of them are ignorant on, for example, the verses that you showed me, I had no idea that they existed.
my friend, if people knows
Right.
what Islam is
That's
about, nobody will stay as a Muslim. That's why they are Muslims. 90% of Muslims, they are ignorant in Islam. They don't know. The second you speak about Muhammad, against Muhammad, they will go crazy. But they don't know what they are talking about. All what they know that should not talk about the Prophet, we will kill you. But the second you start showing them, if they want to listen, then you will see that they cannot answer you, they cannot refute you, and Islam is the most stupid religion ever. But who is listening? The majority of
well,
mankind.
I would argue that there are some religions, for example, Hindu and that sound stupider.
Yeah, you know, you see, but the Hindus are not the one hijacking airplanes. You know, I mean, their problem is limited in their, let us say, territory. But Muslims, they are a problem for the whole earth. They are a problem in their own land. You see, if you bring those who have beard in your country is messed up. The more beard you have, the more the country is screwed up. The reason you don't feel Islam too much in your country, because as you say, people don't really practice.
Nobody has beard, yeah.
Yeah, the second the beard started growing, your country is messed up. Good luck with that. Yeah. And usually the beard will grow when the Saudi and the money of Qatar and etc. start spreading around and send you those
Yeah,
terrorists to
the
teach.
war with, yeah, I was a kid actually, just to give you
in my experience here. So I was a kid actually when I started seeing after the war with Serbia ended. So I started seeing women dressed, you know, the hijab
Hijab and the
that's
burqa,
full
yeah,
face.
yeah.
Yeah, burqa, yeah, that one. So that's the first time. I mean, our women used to cover their faces back then, but all of the Balkans did, so to say, one way or another with something, not all of their hair. But for example, we saw after the war, Chinese came to our country, and also Arabs came to our country, these Shia, whatever they are.
Yeah, to do jihad,
The
yeah.
first time, yeah, the first time that we saw that kind of stuff. So it's like a war-torn country. They try to gain influence in that. But I understand all the politics that go with Islam and all that. It's not something that I'm just
And what
now
about now?
realizing.
They were not able to establish influence?
Not really. No,
Okay.
no, they have their fair share of extremists that they sent to Syria and some, I don't know, places. But the majority of, I would say that 80% of the country doesn't even go to mosques. They are not even a moderate Muslim. So they all say they believe in God, they give praises and all that, and they not all of them even fast during Ramadan. So it's not like
You know,
we have the thing here.
the first time I saw a woman from Bosnia, it was a woman who converted to Christianity, and when I saw her,
What do you mean, Al-Bosnia?
from
What do you mean?
she was from the Bosnia, you know, the city.
Yeah, Bosnia Herzegovina.
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah. Uh, Her name is a Muslim name, you know, because you know we are Arab, we know the names right away. So I thought I'm going, okay, my chance now to talk to her, to bring her to Christ. And then suddenly she told me I'm Christian. I said, oh, so you're a Christian from there? She said, no, I became a Christian. So I asked her what happened. She said that during the war, there was like a camp for the Serbian and camp for the Bosnian and the Muslims, etc. Like there's a line, you know, red line. So the Muslim from Saudi Arabia and Arab, they have tents to give charity, like food, etc.
okay.
So she stand all day with her kids until her turn came to take the food. The guy in charge, he said to her, go. You are not wearing hijab. Wear a hijab. The woman, she said, but we are hungry. We are working all day long. Please, you know. He said, don't. I will not give you. Go wear hijab. The woman, she went in the back now, and she wear hijab. The guy is still there, you know. He told the other guy, this is the woman, she don't wear hijab, so he refused to give her. So now this woman, another woman, she gave her little, you know, food, like for a second day, and now she came wearing hijab, and even she covered almost her face. Then the Arab guy, he asked her son, he said to him, do your mom pray? The kid, he said no. He kicked her out. He said, go. This is the same woman yesterday, right? So they got her busted. Then she went to the Christian area. And then there, they did not ask her religion. They did not ask her, do you pray to Jesus? Do you hate Jesus? Do you love Jesus? Nothing. They gave medicine to her children. They gave her food. They gave her blanket. They gave her a tent for her and her children alone. She said, they never asked me anything. I said, maybe down they will push the Bible in my mouth. They will force me to pray Jesus. She said, they never mentioned anything. They were so nice to me. And this was the first step for me to know that Christ can change people. And Muhammad, he changed people too. Those people did not see that I am a mother and my children are hungry, or what they care for if I'm a Muslim or not. Those Christians, they knew I'm a Muslim. They knew her. She is a Muslim. They took her. They feed her. They gave medicine to her children. She left the camp. Still nobody asked her to convert to Christianity. Nobody said to her anything about Christ. And then later she decided to become a Christian. But she said to me, this was my first experience to see how Jesus bring you to him. and this is how he brought me to him. It was not through a person debating me or arguing with me. I did experience the love of Jesus, and I experienced the hate of Islam. They were kicking every woman who don't wear hijab. They refuse to give her food. Any woman, they ask her children, they ask the babies, do your mother pray? If he's saying, the kids, they don't know what to say, you know, they say the truth. Do your mom pray? Do your mom wear hijab usually? If he's saying no, they kick her out. They are trying to convert the society to Taliban, and they are using food as a way to force it.
Yeah, that's very bad. I never had these kind of experiences. I didn't think the Muslims here are that extremist. At least they couldn't, since we have a strong sense of nationalism. So, for example, on the war against Serbia, when we fought, then we didn't have a lot of Christians, since the majority was Muslim, but also Christians fought in that war side by side. So family members of mine who were Christians, they went to war and they were soldiers. I don't think that is prevalent in my country, so I never experienced something like that. When I see, for example, images of the Taliban and what they do, and some Arab countries and how they treat people there, I think that's disgusting, and I don't think that's. I don't want to believe that those things come from the teachings of Islam, or I didn't at least.
It
But
is.
for some things that you showed me today, for example, the spitting part when collecting jizya, was it?
My friend, this is
Am I
nothing.
correct?
Go and read the Pact of Umar. You will see how disgusting Islam is. The Pact of Umar. A Christian cannot ride his donkey facing the head of the donkey. His face have to face the ass of the donkey. A Christian, he have to carry a cross almost 9 kilograms in his neck if you want to wear a cross, just to make fun of him. A Christian, he have to shave the middle of his head. A Muslim can go to any house, any Christian house, and he can stay inside, eating, sleeping in your bedroom for 3 days, and you have no right to ask him why and when you will leave. 3 days for free, anytime. Christian, they are not allowed to ring the bell. Christians are not allowed to fix the church. Christians are not allowed to pray in the street. Christians are even not allowed to teach their kids about Islam. Do you know why? Because they don't want the Christian kids to know how to refute the Muslims. If you teach your kids about Islam, you will be executed. Go and read the Pact of Umar, my friend. You don't know what you are missing. Anyway, my friend, I want to say thank you for calling. Yeah. And I hope soon I will hear good news from you. We pray for you. And I hope you learn something good for you tomorrow, today.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate the time. I sincerely appreciate the time that you spent and all the messages that you tried to put to me. And I want to say thank you, and all of the chat who has been watching and supporting and all that. I thank you all, and I'll pray for you too. I guess still in
Your
my
prayer
own
will not be
way.
accepted, not by me, not by my God.
At least my intention is.
I know. By the way, this is against Islam. You cannot pray to someone who is a Muslim. You
Really?
Oh yeah. You cannot
Come on, man,
you
give me
cannot even
something.
pray to your parents if they aren't Muslim. You know, you cannot even love them. You know, it says in the Quran, you will not find one person, one believer. He love those who oppose Allah and His messengers. And when you pray to somebody, you are showing love. This is an act of love, not an act of hatred, right? But the Quran is so clear. You cannot and you will not find one believer. He will love those who oppose Allah, even if they are their kin, even if they are their parents, their brothers, their sisters, their sons. And that in chapter 58, verse number 22. You can read it in your own time.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much for the call, and I hope to hear from you soon.
Yeah, thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. I hope that this gentleman, he will leave Islam soon. And I'm glad today we have